We've all heard the stories from the Bible, from Adam and Eve to the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus Christ. But there are many other stories from the Bible that you might not be familiar with. The first story in this series will be one of a covenant, a bond between God and man. Abram and Sarai were husband and wife. Sarai could not get pregnant, but she owned a slave named Hagar who could get pregnant. Sarai gave permission for Abram to force himself upon Sarai's slave, and he did get her pregnant, and they had a son named Ishmael. God appeared to Abram when he was 99 years old. God said to Abram, "Walk before me faithfully and be blameless for forcing yourself upon that slave. I will make a covenant between you and you're going to have a lot of babies." For some reason, Abram fell face down. Then God said to him, "This is my covenant with you. You will be the father of many nations." After thinking for many hours, God realized he did not like the name Abram, so he cleverly changed Abram's name to Abraham, for some unknown reason. And God realized he also didn't like the name Sarai, so he thought for many, many more hours and came up with the clever name Sarah for yet again some unknown reason. God then said to Abraham, "You didn't need to force yourself upon your wife's slave. I could have just given you a child this whole time. And in fact, that's exactly what I'm going to do. By this time next year, you will have your own son, and you shall name him Isaac. I will also give you the land of Canaan, where the Canaanites reside. I will command a genocide. I will have every single man, woman, and child in Canaan slaughtered, all for you. And the only thing I ask in return," Abraham listened very, very closely. "The only thing I ask in return," God said, "is that you mutilate your genitals, and you mutilate your son Ishmael's genitals, and you mutilate your slave's genitals. And when all of your male children are born, you shall mutilate all of their genitals. I will give you all of this, and all I ask for in return is the mutilation of your children's genitals." And so Abraham did as God asked, and he mutilated his own genitals. He mutilated his 13-year-old son's genitals, and he mutilated all of his male slaves' genitals. I hope you've enjoyed this story from the Bible. It's one of the lesser known talked about stories from the Bible, but it's important nonetheless. But strangely, this is not a story that you hear told on church on Sunday, because then you just might realize how disgusting the Bible really is.